Good morning. Welcome back to Denver Deck Builders. My name is Keaton once again. Today is Tuesday, week 5. Today we're going to be finishing up and getting out of here for the primary portion of the build. We do have concrete, like I've said before, we do have concrete, staircase, and then the railing on the ramp to do, and we'll come back. So we'll get that done a little bit later, and it'll be a separate video. But today's going to be our last day on site for the main portion. So what I have left to do today, I'm going to start getting these light post cap lights wired up, crimped on, and ready to go. I'll show you guys how I kind of do that, and then after that we'll finish with plugs. I got Preston finishing some cleanup, and then we'll come up here, we'll load up the rest of the tools, load up the rest of, or reorganize the rest of the returns all the way tight to the left over here. My left, not your left. And then we'll get out of here for the day. So today's Thanksgiving week. So we have tomorrow, and then Thursday is Thanksgiving, and then Friday. So we might go to the next job site today or tomorrow morning, drop off tools at least. And then my guys, depending on if they want to stay around for the rest of the day tomorrow or get off early, we'll do that. Or they'll come back on Friday if they want to work Friday. So yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun today, get this thing done and wrapped up. At least, like I said, main portion. So yeah, so I'll just kind of show you guys what I'm working on here. This is the lighting that we're using. So these are going to be TimberTech's perimeter post cap lights. So they come with basically this little acrylic piece that goes in between the tops. So I'll show you guys kind of how that looks. Should have got one prepped for you, but I didn't think about it. Would have been smart though. All right. Okay. This is how it kind of goes together, screws together like that. We're going to screw them together actually on the deck. So this is how it goes together. Sorry, I didn't have a very good view for you. But yeah, so it's a perimeter light cap. So it has this acrylic piece that goes in between these top two halves, and it lights up. And then also it shines down a little bit from the bottom. It'll be indirect light, so it won't be kind of shining down, but it will give a little bit of a downlighting effect as well. So yeah, I'm going to put these together. We've been putting these on top of the posts already because we weren't originally supposed to, but we had to use Fortress posts because they were the only thing in stock for the commercial size railing. The other stuff was going to take, I think they said like 6 weeks or something. So didn't want to wait for that. And Fortress versus Fulton is like identical. So you can't even tell a difference as a customer looking at it. So yeah, we were able to use Fortress instead of Fulton, but these caps don't fit tightly on top. So what we've been doing is we've pre-drilled a hole both sides because you don't want it to lift. Right kind of here on this flange, that's the post that's right in here, flange right there. Been pre-drilling a hole all through this into the post, and we've been setting a black head screw into that stainless steel screw so they won't rust. But yeah, so that's been the way that we've been doing it. It looks really clean and like it was meant to be. So but that also allows, even on a regular installation, all of their post caps are always press fit. I hate that. I hate that it's press fit because a kid can go and just grab it and rip it off. So might as well secure it with some screws. Make sure that can never be pulled off unless you mean to. So got those on there as well. This one obviously is for a post that we haven't installed it on, so we'll do that. But I'm going to go ahead and start wiring these up. I'll probably put you guys on a time lapse while I do that for a portion of that probably. So yeah, we'll angle you down, and here we go. For all my lighting, I'm going to go ahead and use these crimp on low voltage cable connectors. I started using these a little bit ago. I just think they make it a lot easier. What they allow you to do is run your main line just continuous all the way around the deck, and you don't have to actually splice at every single connection. So the only connection you have to splice beforehand is this one to the light itself, and then this right here just crimps on. So it's way less splicing, even though every light does have a splice. It's one splice versus taking 3 wires in and crimping it on, and it just makes for an easier install, in my opinion. I think they don't give us enough wire on the original, so want to make sure that I give us plenty of wire. And then when you're doing the lighting, so usually, I think that's the case here, white is going to be positive, so, or a line, and then nothing on it will be negative or common. And then on these guys, they have one that's a like ribbed, like it has a serration on the side, kind of the wire. That one is always going to be my positive, and then so positive has the ribs. The other side has nothing on it, and that's going to be our negative. And we're going to make sure that we always splice them together in that order. It really depends. You can do it the opposite way. You just have to wire it up at the transformer the opposite way if that's the case. Because DC is directional current, or direct current, I should say, sorry. And then they include these little wire nuts. I don't like to use these all the time, but for this case, they do work. So we'll do that. All right, there is our finished thing. I'm going to take some tape and wrap those wire nuts together, but what I want to do first is I actually want to test this out. So I'm going to go ahead and get a 12-volt battery. This is just an M12 12-volt Milwaukee battery. And I just want to make sure that our connections aren't, I want to make sure our connections are working. So I need to get a length of wire here. Alright, so there's two sides to this. It's going to be a negative and a positive. And then, like I said, rip side is negative, or sorry, positive. This side is negative. Touch that. Nope. Wish I had my spade connectors. That'd be a lot better. I have a connection here. There we go. All right, confirm that it's lighting up, so we're good to go there. Might actually get a length of regular wire and do it that way, but yeah, so there we go. We have one light wired, prepped, ready to go. We'll wrap up this cable, and then I'll go over there and I'll show you guys how I actually install it. This doesn't need too much tape. It's going to be inside of a place that should never get wet, because there's no way to get inside that post without going through the cap, and the cap is going to be shedding water right around the side. But just want to provide a little bit of extra protection, just like that. And low voltage isn't as susceptible to water and moisture as AC is. So yeah, so there we go. We got that done. I'm going to go ahead and continue doing that, and then we'll show you guys how we actually go and install it here in a bit. All right. Alrighty, just putting in these lights. So I got a few going so far. I'm going to continue here in a second, but wanted to show you guys exactly how we're installing those. So these caps need to be assembled every time we go to put them in. Unfortunately, just because of the way it goes together. So you have your bottom piece right here that goes on the post, and you're going to have a little like plastic sheet thing. It's a light diffusion layer, and then you have the light itself, so that's that plastic piece that I showed you before, and you have the cap. So you're going to put that together all like that, so it's sandwiched together, and then you have 4 screws that comes with it. You're going to put 1 in each corner. So 1 in each corner, and then you're going to screw it together. So here we go. Make sure not to over tighten them because they will strip out pretty easily. This is a light aluminum, so it's not going to last forever. Or sorry, the product will last forever. The threads just might strip out a little bit easier. There we go. You assemble it that way. And then the way I have this set up is I have those wires ran through the top of the post, so I just have a loop in every post top. And then we take these crimps that we made earlier. Oh, forgot to put some electrical tape on this thing. I'll do that real quick. All right, now we have the post cap and the splices that we put on earlier. Again, remember that the grooved cable is going to be positive, so you match that up with the grooved cable on the cable running through the posts. You slip them on the other side, and then simply crimp it down. And you can kind of see, I don't know if you guys, yeah, you guys can see it better than I can. The light lights up on the inside of that. And then here's those holes that I was talking about pre-drilling. So I have two, one on either side. One is higher than the other one. I think it goes this way. So I just set it on there. And then there's that. And one more on the other side. There we go. Now it's solid. Got those installed. We're going to get the rest installed, and then we'll go from there. Welcome back. We are wrapping up day 2, week 5. We are leaving today and not coming back for a little bit. So I just want to show you guys kind of some of the final product for now. Obviously we have concrete left to do, staircase, railing on the ramp, but we'll come back and do all that later. So we got all the top cap finished over here. We got the lights thrown in. You can kind of see them right there. It's not dark enough yet to see them very well. Nate's over there just doing some finishing details, wiping off marks and stuff. And then we have, like I said, all the railing done, top cap done. We went and got some color matching paint for all of our miter corners. Painted those. And yeah, it's looking really good. We've got some transition strips over on these doors. Make sure they look really good. Yeah, we got down there all kind of cleaned up as best we could. All the bricks put back in. Wasn't a very good view, but did get that done as well. So yeah, a little bit later on in December, we have concrete going in, so we'll be here first day. Might film a little bit on that. We got kind of a 10 by 4 foot ish pad going right here, side of the ramp, where a staircase that's right there will come down bare on that. And we have a little bit of a sidewalk coming in right over here alongside the ramp, slightly higher than the mulch. Comes over here. We'll have a little sidewalk transition into a step right here, all the way back there, and then this starting at about here, bottom of the ramp, all of that all the way to the asphalt over there will get torn out and replaced. And then we have staircase to build and put in, the stair rail to finish. Shouldn't take very long. And then we'll have all of the railing on the ramp to put in. So, and then we'll be done with the project. I might have to switch out some of those lights. You can't really see it on camera, but to the naked eye, some of the lights are lighter than the other ones. We'll come to find out, even though they're the same brand, same type of light, same model number, all that, there were some that had a frosted layer on top of the acrylic that's inside there, the acrylic layer. and some that didn't. And the ones that didn't ended up with a brighter light. So we don't want them to be mismatching, so I'm gonna have to reach out to the supplier, get those replaced or sent to us. By the time we come back out, I gotta order a few more treads. We ran out of one specific color, so we'll order that. All of our material will be picked up at some point. I might leave it till after the stairs are built, but yeah, should be good to go. We'll see you guys on the next project, or see you guys later, whichever comes first. Later.
3 weeks later.
Alrighty, welcome back, guys. My name is Keaton with Denver Deck Builders. Today we're back at the CUC site. We're getting some concrete poured this morning, or today, I guess. The guys just came in with Andreos Construction. They got all the old sidewalk taken out all the way down to there, and then we'll be having a pad poured over there for our bottom of the staircase. Sidewalk put next to that, all the way to that corner right there, and then sidewalk continuing all the way out to here. So yeah, nothing much to it. They're gonna get working on that. I'll probably be here most of the day, just managing, making sure that the form's put in correctly, and then making sure everything gets poured correctly and all that. So we're gonna be just hanging out here. I'm gonna get probably a time lapse going of the process once they get the forms going here in a second, and we'll go from there. So enjoy, guys. Good morning, everybody. My name is Keaton once again. Welcome back to Denver Deck Builders. We are back at CUC today. It's been about almost a month since we've been here. In that time, and I'm sure you'll see some footage of this, but we had concrete poured probably, I think it was last week. So got that all poured. Now it's cured, so we're good to build on it again. I got two guys over there working on getting the railing set for the ramp. I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting stringers for our staircase. And so yeah, well, we're gonna get that going. A little bit different on this one. Our staircase is actually gonna be, should be around 3 steps, but it's also gonna have 3 planks on each step, which basically just means it's gonna be a longer run. A little bit nicer to walk on, but yeah, so we're gonna get that going here in a second. See how that looks on our stringers. So we're using 2x12 PWT stringers, just like we used everywhere else on the deck. So we'll see if we have to do anything weird on that. But put you guys on the tripod right quick, and we'll get going. See you guys in a little bit. Good morning, everybody. My name is Keaton with Denver Deck Builders, and we are back at our CUC project, and I just want to do a quick walk around on the final product of this deck. Now, you will see some snow on some of the places, so some areas might be a little covered up, but we'll do kind of a quick walk around, show you guys all of what we built, and you might see some drone footage or some other footage here in a little bit as well. So here we go. I'm going to turn this camera around. We had our concrete contractor come in, put this in. That will be seen in the time lapse of this video as well. And then we went ahead and put in railing on both sides of that ramp. The county did require us to come in and put in hand tube rail on both sides, so we got that all put in. And then as we walk up to the deck here, you'll see that our planking looks amazing. I love this color. It matches the building really well. We did do light caps in all of these posts. They're not on right now, but you did see some of that footage too. And then we have our beautiful picture frame all around the deck. Very, very large deck here. all of the railing is the taller, I think it's 43 inches because it is commercial build. I think this deck came out to a total of around 1,400 or 1,500 square feet. We did have to angle this section of the deck down just a little bit, just to match up with that concrete over there. And then we came in and built these stairs. These stairs are 3 treads deep, and they have picture frame on every single step. This looks really, really nice. They're only about 6 inches tall, or 6 3/4 inches tall per one, so that we came out pretty far. And we have railing both sides. And we meshed up this section with a concrete pad right there, and then we came all the way down this way. Take you guys around underneath. As you guys saw, this deck is all PWT framing. We have our massive 18-inch beam there in the center, and that goes all the way through. And then this one is a 11 3/4. They did request that we put fascia on this beam because from the road it just looked kind of ugly. So we went ahead and put fascia along that beam there. And then underneath is all PWT. Everything's taped for snow and weather so that we don't have any issues with that in the future. But yeah, this was a very beautiful build. We loved working with CUC to get this done. We are wrapping up CUC's deck build. So this is the outro to that video. If you click on the card above my shoulder right here, you can see all of the different videos that we made for CUC. And then you can also see some previous projects. I am working on editing and posting a few previous projects that I have footage of that I never posted from last year. And then we'll be getting into some more projects this year later on. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let us know if you have any questions down in the comments. We're always open to answering those. We do things what we believe is the right way here at Denver Deck Builders. Make sure everything is to code. So if you have any questions about why we did something one way versus the other, let me know. I'm happy to answer those questions. And we'll see you guys on the next video.